I used to think that transformation happened in one big moment, but looking back, I can see it happen through a series of small yeses. One decision led to another, then another, until my entire life began to shift. Hello everyone, welcome into this video. If you are new or returning, I am so happy to have you here. Over the last year, I have been going through what I am calling a holy shift. And it's where I am doing a lot of healing work, and that healing work is impacting my life in great ways. And I'm trying to document and share the things that I'm learning on my journey to hopefully help you on yours. So in this video, I have been going through so much lately, and I want to break it down for what this might mean to you as well. And the first thing that started shifting in my life was the way I nourished myself. Now, I had been being called to change my diet for a while. A lot of the times when we want to change something like that, there's so much resistance that pops up. So I wasn't ready at that time. I was clinging to certain things and I didn't want to let go of them. And I knew at some point I would need to. Since March 27th was the first day I said yes. And I changed my diet drastically. Now, if you want to put a label on it, you could say that I am mostly eating a raw vegan diet. So as soon as I made that decision to change my diet, so much within me started to shift. And that was probably the most intense thing that I've ever done on my healing journey this far, was change my diet that drastically. I didn't realize how much I was leaning on food and how much food was really a part of my comfort and really a part of my suppression. So when I took it away, all of these things started bubbling up within me, and mostly unconscious patterns. And that was really hard. Even though I've been on this for a while, that was really hard to look at. That was really hard to see, like, okay, I still have such a far ways to go. I still have so many things within me that I wasn't aware of, that I'm now aware of, that I now have to change. And once I started changing my diet, that's when the true change could come in. It's like I brought in all of this light energy, all of this healing frequency, and it was able to push me that much further. It moved the needle like drastically compared to what I was doing before. And because I changed my diet, you guys, like, I cannot stress enough how important nutrition is, how important nourishment is. What you put in your body is so much more than food. What is on the end of your fork is so much more than macros and micros. This was the key that unlocked so many things for me. And without that key, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be using that. It's like a master key. I wouldn't be using that master key to unlock all of these other doors. With that key, I was able to finally unlock the door to a new home. I had been looking for a new place to live for about 2 years, and nothing was coming. I cannot stress enough how hard it was for me to find something to rent. In the area that we're in, it's getting a little bit pricey, so finding something affordable and something that is not falling apart is difficult in this area. I had been looking and looking and looking. Nothing for 2 years. I'm not even joking. Nothing. Not a dang thing. And I changed my diet March 27th. By, I think, April 15th, I found a new place. That small amount of time, when what I was doing before I changed my diet wasn't working clearly, all the doors were locked. I changed my diet, door unlocked. Less than a month later. And this new home I had been praying for, because my old home was something that I had outgrown. And we do this as humans, we outgrow things all of the time. And it's up to us to decide to make that change, to step forward, to evolve even more, to be in an environment that supports and can hold that new version of us. I wanted this place because it's more quiet, so I have more peace. I have windows that close, so it's easier to film. I have my own laundry. I don't have to share it with anybody. We have a place to park the car. sit outside. It's brand spanking new, just built. It's absolutely beautiful. And it took a long time. It took a long time to be able to get here. So once I got here, it's like the ball just kept rolling. And I was stepping into a newer, more balanced version of myself in this environment. It allowed me to expand even further. So I started getting into new routines. And the moment I moved in here, I made a schedule that looks like this, but this one's for my YouTube, for working out, because previously I've always worked out like for years and years, and I love it. It's something that channels my energy really well, makes my body feel really good, makes me feel really happy with myself. Because I was in this new place, I wanted to start fresh with that. I wanted to stop doing just random workouts and be more intentional. And I think that's really the word that I would use for this era of my life, is like intentional. I'm being so much more intentional with my energy, with my presence, with my healing, with my routines, and with my self-care, everything. I made this new schedule. I'm following it religiously, and I don't allow myself to not do it. I wrote it down, it gets done. And I started walking and exploring this new place that I live. Like, let's just take a moment of silence for the peace that is among me. It's so beautiful. And I'm out of a beach town, so I'm in like a farm town now, and it's very different. I lived in a beach town for 3 years, and this is just a completely different energy, completely different vibe, different people, different landscapes. So I was painting every evening because I could see the sunset from my house, which was super cool, being able to just sit outside and paint and look at the stars when they come and really enjoy the space that I worked really hard to get to energetically. Right when I felt like I was getting my footing, my boyfriend surprised me with a puppy. And this puppy, his name is Pinto, and he has come in and tested everything that I have built here, and also my patience and my sanity. If you don't know anything about Australian cattle dogs, they are a herding dog, so they're used to herd cattle, and they are extremely intelligent, but they are also very stubborn, and they need a very strong hand. So we got him when he was 8 weeks old, and he is now almost 13 weeks, and he's a handful. And for the first while, you guys, I forgot about myself. This is so common for people as they're going through change. And I don't want to compare having a puppy to having a baby, but I think it is similar to what mothers go through. You lose yourself a little bit because you have something that relies on you constantly for survival. You have something that needs you. You have something that you are learning on the fly, like how to best care for this little being. And in the beginning, he's going to the bathroom every 1 to 2 hours. He's eating 4 times a day. He doesn't know how to be a puppy in a human world because he's just a baby. And so I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating because I'm exhausted. I'm barely drinking any water, and I'm stressed to the max because our puppy had some digestive issues in the beginning, still a little bit, and I was worried about him, and I wanted to care for him the best that I could. And I also don't want to fail him as a puppy because this breed requires so much work. And I've never had a puppy before other than like having dogs with my parents, and that's quite different. As a child, you're not doing the workload of raising them. I had several breakdowns about this puppy because my life was changing, and I thought that I was getting myself in a good routine. And I think this is what the universe does every time that we think that we're in a good place, is it comes in and throws us a curveball. It throws us something that says, how can you stabilize in what you're in even when things are changing around you? Can you still stay true to yourself? Can you still stay with yourself and not abandon? Drink your water, eat your food, shower, paint when you can, and walk when you can, and do these things that you were doing before now. And that balance has been really hard for me to find, and that's one of the patterns that has come up that I realized is when things change in my life, I abandon. I abandon self so fast because I don't know how to hold me and something else at the same time. So I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning to find that balance that, I love and care for this sweet little land shark, but I also need to love and care for myself. Just like mothers in motherhood with human babies, you cannot show up best for who is depending on you, who needs you, unless you are full, unless your cup is full. That's the only way that you can do this. And even as far as like your partnerships and your friendships and your family, you can't pour into them when you're empty. You have to take care of yourself. And so finding that balance has been tricky, but I'm slowly starting to find a groove here after having him for 5 weeks. I wanted to come on and give a life update, but also kind of explain that when you're needing to change something, when you're needing to shift, you have to start somewhere. If I didn't start with my diet, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't have had that master key to unlock all of these doors. I started with my nutrition. I got a new house. I got new routines. I got a new puppy. And these are all things that I have prayed for. And something that I'm realizing is that every step of the way, every small yes that I make, I am becoming who I need to be in order to hold the life that I am praying for. Because life is always changing. That is fact. That is not going to change. So the question isn't, will life change? Because it's going to. It's when life changes, will you meet it? That has changed so much for me, and ultimately what made me step into a deeper, holy shift. I hope you found some nuggets of wisdom in this video, and I will see you in the next one.